Y'all scoot in a little bit here.
What's caused you to have width problems?
Tammy. Lower the, yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you very much. So did you want to give me that check? I'll take care of it. There you go. Thank you all.
Don, did Don, what do you like to say?
Don, would you like to say something?
Well, I just would like to say on behalf of our little club, we have about 27 members. When we first got started several years ago, one of our goals was to have a fundraiser once a year for the college. And we promised ourselves that we would give the foundation $1,000 upon our successful bid fry. So we had a big success, and it was easy to make this goal, and we're looking forward to continuing this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
We also have a significant donation from the Mainland Medical Center Auxiliary, and we have a large group of them here, and we're pleased to have all of you. And maybe we could have you also step in front of the screen, and we'll be able to get a photograph.
Oh, great. Kind of stand here.
Everybody in front of me, I can see the back.
Won't you?
Yeah. What? Get over here. You can see it.
Okay.
There you go. Now,
See it.
there you go.
Before we have the photograph, I wonder if your spokesperson would like to say a word.
Oh.
That's you, Carmen.
The Mainland Medical Center Auxiliary would like to present a check for nurses and CNAs in the amount of $35,000.
Wow.
Mr. President, may I say something?
Thank you all so much.
Mainland Medical Center Auxiliaries have supported us. I have been here almost 14 years, and they have continuously supported us, even when our program was struggling to stay alive. And I can truthfully say we have had RNs graduate because they received money from the Mainland Medical Center Auxiliary, and they didn't have to work as many hours, and without it, they would not have been able to do it. So, I mean, that's a substantial amount of money, and they make it all there at the gift shop and all. I'm just amazed. Thank y'all so much.
Does anybody else like to do that? That's significant today to get started, isn't it?
We can make up some other checks.
Well, quickly. Gift shopping means, you heard that, I suppose, that everyone should be doing their gifting for Christmas out of the Mainland Center gift shop. So it's close by, you don't have to run to Houston, and you don't have to really search for parking for the most part. And they'll cart you in to the gift shop. So think of it that way. What a great deal, and what a good deal for the college. Larry, would you please introduce the constituents leaders activities report, please?
Okay. We first have from SGA, Chris Wellen.
Good afternoon, board members.
this last month we had a student government's club kickoff that happens annually every year. Our original intent was to have an outdoor carnival, but because of inclement weather, we had to take it inside student life. I still haven't received the full numbers of the attendance, but I sat at the booth where everybody signed in to go to the event. We've had probably the largest amount of students in years attend that event. A lot of the students are behind what we're doing as student government, and I've relayed to them that a lot of what we're doing is because the board is letting us do things differently than we've done in the past. So a lot of the students are behind what the board's deciding to do, what the president or interim president is doing. And right now, we've got a lot of students that seem to have a general idea that they want to be here at the school, not just as a student to go home and go about their own business, but to help where they can around the school, contribute where they can around the school. So that's promising news. Upcoming in October, we have kind of a fun event. It's we're going to do the mythos behind the undead as an educational service. Dr. Smiley is going to be giving a presentation on that. He's giving a class right now that's about undead in film and literature. I'm actually in that class. It's a lot of fun. But he's going to basically give a presentation on how zombies started as a creature in the shadows and how they became this media phenomenon and how it affects our world and the fear and that, you know, militaries are training and they're doing zombie crisis attacks as counterterrorism measures, essentially. And so on the campus, we're going to do our own zombie hunt where we're going to have people designated as survivors and people designated as zombies. And it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to have people from multimedia come down and take pictures. The photo club said that they wanted to come down and do some pictures of the event and things like that. So feel free to come in and see everybody running around out in the yard like it's a zombie apocalypse. But we look forward to doing a lot of good things. Our biggest thing is we want to do a community, give back to the community type thing for Christmas. So our big idea is we did Toys for Tots last year, and I ran that last year. We received 105 toys. For the board members that weren't here when I made that announcement, that made us the largest toy gathering or toy drop-off location in the Galveston area. We're looking to try to at least meet or beat our numbers from last year. So 105 isn't that much if you really think about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a free Christmas picture that the photo club is going to provide the photography work for. And also, what we're going to do is give everyone a little memory stick for coming in and turning in a toy. And the memory stick will have their picture on it, and they can take it to Staples and print off however many Christmas photos they want. But we're going to pay for having a nice background and do professional quality portraits for anybody who comes in, donates food to the food drive, or toys to Toys for Tots. So that's another thing that we've got coming up that's kind of a bigger event. I look forward to a good year and kind of keeping everybody filled in and making it to where it's not just the students who benefit, but the community.
Any
Great.
questions of Chris?
Oh, congratulations on all of the activities. Sound like you've got it geared up.
That's the plan. We got nowhere to go but up at this point, and I'm ready to go up pretty quick.
I have
Well,
a
I'm,
question about the undead. How do they coexist with vampires?
They actually don't coexist.
I wonder about that.
Depending on what region you're coming from in the world, they have different mythos behind it. Like in Africa and even in Creole, Louisiana, people still believe in it. These juju zombies is what they call them. They're basically people who are emotionally dead inside, but they still function. And it's believed that, like, you can be a busy worker at an office, and if you're dead inside, you're a zombie, as far as they're concerned. And then there's, like, you know, the Romano zombie, which is the one that lurches and for some reason likes music. And that's kind of the Americanized zombie. And then you've got 28 days later where all of a sudden the zombies can run. And it's a huge change in the idea because, you know, before it was like, oh, here they come, they're about a mile away. We got 30 minutes before they get here, so let's just walk at a nice pace. Then 28 days later comes and they're running at you, and if you get bit, it's a plague, so now it spreads through everybody. There's a whole bunch of myth behind that. Where vampires come in, it depends, again, on what region you come from. The traditional, like, for Dracula, that's actually Bram Stoker and people from Transylvania or Romania. They actually hate Bram Stoker because Dracula was a liberator and a protector of Christianity in Romania at the time, and so to call him this undead Satan beast is complete heresy. So they actually hate him for doing it. But like for Christian mythos, Longinus, the soldier who speared Jesus on the cross, it said that the blood fell in his mouth, and that was the first vampire. Cain and Abel, Cain may have been the first vampire. So there's a whole bunch of different mythos and origin stories, really. Kind of depends on what your flavor of the day is.
Well, I appreciate knowing that, and I need to come to your lecture series so I'll know more about them. But one of the reasons we have our meetings here at High Noon is we eliminate all the vampires. Bright sunshine, and they don't come out. So there you have it. But thank you very, very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Enthused. And I'm enthused to see somebody enthused about their subject matter.
From the faculty senate, Paul Boyd.
Aren't you glad you asked? Sorry, moving a bit slowly. Moving. I mentioned to Dr. Durrance that as incoming president, I'm entitled to a honeymoon period, so I'm looking very much forward to that. As usual, the faculty is busy producing lots of good news, and I have a substantial batch of that. So here goes. Professor Beth Hammett's proposal, Visual Writing for Adult Learners, has been accepted for the Student Coalition for Action and Literacy Education's Read, Write, Act 2012 virtual conference. So congratulations to Beth. Dr. David Michael Smith has been elected as a delegate to represent Galveston County members of the Texas State Employees Union in the TSEU General Assembly in Austin, October 5th through 7th. Professor Rafael Naranjo reports that, he told me to do this with an accent, but he reports, once again, after 12 years of doing this trip, we have had a very successful immersion experience in Oaxaca with our study abroad, with students taking art and Spanish at the University of Oaxaca, and at different sites. Students visited museums, art galleries, historical pre-Hispanic and colonial sites, as well as forests, mountains, and waterfalls, nature, art, culture, and language. Professor Mark Greenwalk, in reciprocity to Maestro Takeda's mural, which is in the Fine Arts Building, and on behalf of our college, created a modern mural at the School of Languages of the University of Oaxaca. In the later stages of this mural, which was entitled Mural Mayuko Gray, our art gallery director collaborated with Mark to create a mural which integrates traditional Japanese characters with, and this is like this, Mark's personal view of the world. It was a great unveiling attended by many university officials and students. In July, Mark worked with comm students studying art and Spanish, developing collaborative opportunities with the University of Oaxaca. In addition, Mark produced a separate mural at the administration building for the School of Languages and gave a lecture on the evolution of culture and language. At the same time, one of our comm students, Javier Ayala, created another mural as a gift to the university on the walls of the School of Languages and gave a presentation to students and faculty members at the downtown campus of the university. This is the first time one of our students actually gifted a work of art as an appreciation for their support of our art and language program there in Mexico. Gallery director Mayuko Gray had also the opportunity to have another international class exhibition of her new work at one of the most prestigious art galleries in downtown Oaxaca, right underneath the American consulate, same building. This is her second exhibition in the city in 2 years. Oaxacan artist acclaimed her art as absolutely creative and immensely beautiful.